Everybody who's ever played Roblox, no matter when you started playing, has a list of games that capture this feeling of nostalgia. For anybody who doesn't know what nostalgia means, it's essentially a fond yet sad longing for these past times, memories, and places that we can never relive. The truth is, everybody's definition of nostalgia is different, depending on when you were born or where you were raised. It can be many different things. It could be your childhood home, old friends, school Christmas parties as kids, but in this case, old games that we reminisce about. As a kid, I would spend hours upon hours playing these games that shaped my childhood, which is why, as I was reminiscing about these games, I became curious about how they were actually holding up. In these recent times, brain rot, voice chat, monetization, all these different unknown things have heavily influenced the games nowadays. And these older classic games have had a hard time keeping up with these influences. And this is exactly what I want to focus on today. To see what these classic games have done to try to keep up with the new trends and influences that Roblox has really forced onto game creators. So join me on this little walk down memory lane, and let's see how these games have been holding up over the past few years. Natural Disaster Survival was released in 2008 by Stickmaster Luke, but the full game that we know and love was officially dropped in December of 2011, making it one of the oldest games still currently active on Roblox. Despite the game's actual age, it still has a really huge amount of concurrent players. Currently, right now, it's sitting around 11,000 to 13,000 players in any given day. And its peak, it actually hit 128,661 concurrent players as of March of 2025. So it is still currently big and active and beating out some games that have come out so much more recently than it has. But the biggest question is, has it changed all that much? And honestly, barely. I mean, there's really no ads, no real things apart from, the balloon and the apple and watching an ad for a blue hammer, but it doesn't take up your screen like most games do nowadays. It doesn't really chase any of the trends, no real gacha spending, gambling stuff, right? And no real brain rot. It's just a natural disaster survival. It keeps on doing the same thing that it has way back when, and it's still doing really good. Natural disaster survival does not hop on trends or conform to these influences that many other games have decided to do. No, it lets nostalgia do all of that types of stuff. It lets nostalgia bring players coming back every single day. And sometimes not changing is true adaptation. The game Shark Bite was released on April 2017 and is personally one of my all-time favorite games on Roblox on the platform right now. It peaked at around 64,000 concurrent players, surprisingly back in October of 2022. But the question is, how's it currently holding up right now? Well, it averages under 1,000 players in any given typical day. Now, how did it try to adapt? Instead of updating the original game, they released Shark Bite 2 in 2022, which meant that the classic OG Shark Bite was simply forgotten because of a new Shark Bite 2. And the way that it works now, you can see and look at the shop, there are so many different things. You have the ability to buy shark teeth and to get all these hundreds of different items in the game right now. So I guess that it didn't necessarily follow the trend of brain rot, and you don't see too much advertisements for actually spending on their game, but there is a bunch of stuff that you can spend your money on in the game itself. So I guess that might knock it down a few, but hey, they're just trying to get their bag.
Now, before we move on to the next game, I just want to give a quick little intermission. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It helps out a lot. Road to 1K. Let's freaking go. All right, back to the video.
Alright, Speed Run 4, released October 2014. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. At its peak, it had 10,000 concurrent players on January 1st, 2023, which is honestly kind of a weird peak date, but it was Roblox's New Year's, so I guess people wanted to go back and look and play nostalgic games that they had back then when they were kids. But it's still holding strong with an average of 1,200 to 1,900 players on a day-to-day basis. The truth is, has it tried to adapt? Yes, they integrated pet systems. They've been making game passes and different things that you can buy with Robux. So much things that you can buy with Roblox. So they've been doing a lot to try to stay, relevant, and they're kind of chasing these trends a little, but not overly expressive with the hyper, advertisements that most other games are doing nowadays. So they're doing it in a way that it doesn't seem too harsh or too pushy to try to actually conform a lot, but they're adapting just a subtle amount, which I don't mind. As always, they're trying to get money for their game, which makes sense. I can't blame them. I cannot hate them. They're just trying to do a part of what a game is about, trying to make money. And yeah, honestly, it's still a fun, really cool game that you should check out. Moving on from Speedrun 4, we're going to be talking about Jailbreak. And Jailbreak was released in January 17. As you all know, we know why Jailbreak became so popular. It's basically a copy of Prison Life, and Prison Life got thrown in the water after Jailbreak came out. And it's probably one of the biggest names on this list. On December 2017, it broke a concurrent player base of 121,000, which was actually a Roblox record at that time, but it did not stop just there. In April 4th of 2020, it actually broke it even farther, reaching 530,000 concurrent players right in the middle of COVID lockdown, so it made sense that everybody was inside, stuck at home, playing Roblox, so why not play Jailbreak? As of right now, Jailbreak sits at around a comfortable 10 to 11,000 players at a typical given day, but it's way down from where it actually was way back when. It is not as active as it was back then, but it is still one of the most active games currently in the platform. So here's a big update that's coming out right now. As of recording this, there's been an update or an official patch notes of season 33. It says our final planned season. After nearly a decade of running seasonal content, Badimo, the creator of Jailbreak, has announced that it is the last one that they currently have planned. So it means that it might take a massive shift for a game this iconic, and it also sadly shows that older formulas of games and content that were made at the time aren't sustainable forever. Even for one of the biggest names called Jailbreak, that was one of the most popular games on the platform at that time. It's truly sad to see, and it's crazy to think about that certain things had to be taken in to account, especially learning the longevity of this game, that maybe the old formula really doesn't work out at all. Now, the fifth and final game of the day is Dungeon Quest by Voldex. Now, this was released in September of 2018. It was officially launched, and was originally built by a solo-ish developer under the name V-Cafe. It peaked at around 24,000 concurrent players in August 29th of the year 2020. However, in June of 2023, Voldex, a company that buys and manages older Roblox games, acquired Dungeon Quest. Today, it's got around 480 to 700 players active at any given time, which is a big drop off from what the numbers were, at its peak. The question is, how has it adapted? How has it tried to stay relevant? What measures have they taken to try to keep a consistent player base? Well, since Voldex took it over, the game has been getting a lot of new dungeons and different things, regular game passes, and but honestly, it hasn't done too good. It has consistent update cycles and basically a professional management instead of a solo developer trying to grind out updates every single month or whatever. But even at that, the player count is still a fraction of what it was back in 2020, which says something. Despite good maintenance, it can still slow the decline. Despite regular updates, there can still be a decline because it's just not working. It doesn't have the right formula, and the genre has fallen out of style. And really, what can be done? Unfortunately, it sits at something, a former shadow of its glory days. With that being said, every single game on this list has something bigger and better than player count. It has emotion, it has memories, it has nostalgia that many of us have experienced while playing these games. These games have shaped our childhoods, and we can look and reminisce and think back fondly on these memories that we've had with every single one of these games. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see a part 2 on some other games, please let me know. It will mean a lot to me if you drop down any suggestions in the comment section down below. If I missed some other games, let me know. I'll be glad to make another video on games like these. Let me know what you thought about this video. If I can improve it in any way, let me know. As always, I hope you have a good, wonderful rest of your days. Stay safe. Peace out.